It's been an 11-day celebration of baseball here at David Allen Memorial Ballpark in downtown Enid, and really it wraps up here tonight. The NJCAA Division II World Series has been here for the past week, and tonight we wrap it up with a day-long event, the OBCA All-State Games. Game 3 coming up, the large schools, East versus West. We've had a couple of dandy ball games already. The East and West small schools tied at 7. And in our middle-sized school game, it was the West beating the East 4-1. I am Tom Nelson, taking over for the man. There we go. Todd Miller, who was in there for the first 2 ball games. We're glad to have him along for the ride. He was the starting pitcher, and then I come in for relief and try to close this one out on a beautiful Sunday for baseball here at David Allen Memorial Ballpark. East versus West, and we'll go ahead and set the scene for you. The West is the visiting team on the scoreboard, and they will face a pitcher from Jinx. Jack James is his name. And some of the information on Jack, he is committed to Eastern Oklahoma State University. He has 7 wins his senior year, struck out 97, which is number 2 in Class 6A, an earned run average of 1.23, and he had 57 innings pitched. So Jack James will face this lineup from the West. Leading off is the shortstop, Phoenix Mesa. Batting second, the right fielder, Owen Tracy. Batting third is the catcher, Duncan Key. The DH is Brett McComas. Batting fifth is first baseman Trevin Stewart. Batting sixth, the third baseman Hank Heiselbetz. Batting seventh, the second baseman Luke Stout. Batting eighth is the left fielder, number 1, Cole Riggs. And batting ninth is the center fielder Jackson Holland. Beautiful night for baseball. Really, weather has been fantastic. We're going to get this one going about 5 minutes early. It's 86 degrees, a breeze blowing in from right, which that has been what we've seen here throughout the past week or so. Last weekend, the first 2 days of the JUCO World Series, it was blowing 40 to 50 miles an hour. It really affected the games. That's not going to be the case tonight. It is blowing in from right at about probably 15, maybe 20 miles per hour. The defensive set for the East behind Jack James, Solomon Skolnick in left field, Cade Nashon in center, Leighton Bass in right field, Keaton Campbell at third base, Barry Clue at shortstop, Landon Bunch at second, Jackson Smith at first, and Carson Williams behind the plate. Roger Adair is our home plate umpire. He will be calling the balls and strikes. We get a chance to talk about Phoenix Mesa as he steps in. Phoenix Mesa from Choctaw High School. His coach was Shane Hawk. And he steps in from the right side. Game 3 of 3 today as we celebrate baseball in Oklahoma with the best high school baseball has to offer in this great state. Here's the first pitch from the lefty, James, and it stays a bit high, ball 1. Mesa has signed to play at Oklahoma State. Batted .449 his senior year, 5 home runs, 63 driven in. He had 26 stolen bases as well, so he's a great leadoff guy, got great speed. Also a little bit of power. The count is 2-0 to him. Take that for a strike, and the count 2-1. Phoenix Mesa, Owen Tracy, and Duncan Key here in the top of the first inning. We're going 7 innings. And as you saw in game number 1, we can tie. I mean, we're basically going to play 7 innings. And if we're tied after 7, we'll call it a night. These rosters are limited. They want everybody to play. Each team has 3 pitchers, and those pitchers will get a certain amount of innings, probably 2 innings each. Somebody's going to have to go 3. Most likely it will be the starter, James. Shot driven foul down the right field line and out of play, and the count is even at 2-2. Like we said, that first game this morning, 7-7, the East and West tied. West was on top 7-2 going into the 7th inning, and the East rallied, scoring 5 to tie it up, and that's how they finished. 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strikes him out. And one down in the inning. Here's Owen Tracy. He's the right fielder. Owen Tracy, he's going to play a lot of baseball in this ballpark. He's from Edmond Memorial. And he will play his college ball right here at NOC Enid, playing for the Jets. They play their home game in this ballpark. So he would hope to play in the JUCO World Series as well right here in his future. NOC won the darn thing back in 2019. First pitch is high, ball one. 1-0 delivery. He's popping 84 on the gun, just misses outside. The count goes 2-0. Duncan Key from Deer Creek waits in the on-deck circle. The Edmond Memorial star flies out to short right field. It's actually the first baseman calling off the second baseman to make that play. That is Jackson Smith with the catch for the second out of the inning. So 2 down to Duncan Key, the catcher. From Deer Creek High School, he's going to play his college ball at East Central in the Great American Conference. His senior year, he batted .416, a homer and 33 driven in. Goes after the first pitch and sprays it foul, backing out of play onto Grand Avenue, and the count is 0-1. If Key can get on, Brett McComas is in the on-deck circle. 0-1 pitch just misses outside, and the count evens at 1 apiece. I do have one player that was not able to make it over here today on the West squad. That is Daniel Satterley, the pitcher from Southmore. He was replaced by Jack Buckles from Norman North. Count is now 2-1. And the 2-1 pitch finds the strike zone. Took something off of that one. 74 on the gun. The count evens 2-2. Two-two pitch is sprayed foul. And we stay 2-2. As a train rolls by David Allen Memorial Ballpark, that's about as big a part of the fabric of this park as the baseball played here. There's a bouncer, the third baseman, which is played by Keaton Campbell in time. 5-3 on the putout. And a quick 1-2-3 inning for the West. The East is coming up. We'll take a break and be right back. You're watching the OBCA All-State Games on Squirtle.
FloorTech proudly serves schools across the state of Oklahoma with their gym floor and janitorial supply needs.
OrthoPlus is an orthopedic urgent care. If you go to a regular emergency room, you're going to be evaluated by somebody who does everything. With orthopedic urgent care and with Keith Holloman, you're getting an orthopedic trained physician assistant.
For generations, the FFA has been helping our children through agriculture to grow into responsible adults. We believe in and we support the work being done by our local FFA chapters and all they do to create an enriching experience for our youth. For all you do, you have our thanks. Farm Credit of Enid. Together, we grow.
Dr. Matt Dieselhorst at Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics can help you get game day ready. Dr. Dieselhorst works with athletes of all ages, taking a coordinated approach to accelerate return to play and maximize athletic performance. His work with pros in sports training, injury prevention, bracing, functional rehabilitation, and imaging works seamlessly with his medical and surgical expertise. Get started by going to Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics. Let Dr. Matt Dieselhorst get you back on the field, backing all Oklahoma athletes on the field and off.
Check test 1, 2, 3. We go to the bottom of the second inning here in Enid. The All-State games are big schools, East versus West. And now the East, the home team on the scoreboard, will face Logan Lunsford, the pitcher for the West team. Logan is from Edmond, Santa Fe. His head coach Ryan Phillips as he takes his final warm-up tosses. Lunsford is a Division I commit. He's going to play for Missouri in the SEC, one of the best pitchers in the state. He actually he won the game in the first round of the state tournament, beat Enid 3-1 at the state tournament. The Plainsmen play their home games here at David Allen Ballpark. Gave up 2 hits to the Plainsmen, gave up just 1 run, won the game 3-1. Caden Ashton will lead off as he steps in from the left side. Ashton from Sapulpa, where his head coach was Stephen Irvine, takes the strike from Lunsford, and the count is 0-1. Get to that defensive set. Maybe the last time I tell you the defensive set, because this being an all-star game, they will move players around, and it's kind of like herding cats when you're trying to keep track of the players in a game like this. But we will set the defense for you at least once. That pitch is fouled back and out away. The outfield is Cole Riggs in left, Jackson Holland in center, and Owen Tracy in right. The third baseman is Hank Heiselbetz, and shortstop is Phoenix Meza. Second baseman Luke Stout, Trevin Stewart at first base. Behind the plate is Duncan Key, and then of course Lunsford on the mound. The pitch is fouled back, and the count 1-2. Tom Nelson, glad to be with you from David Allen Ballpark. It's been kind of overcast. Haven't had any rain today. It's expected about 11 o'clock tonight. Swing and a miss, and striking out is Ashton for the first out of the inning. That'll bring up Keaton Campbell, the third baseman. Well, they'll put up, let me make sure here. They're saying Jaden McNeely on the scoreboard, and I've got Keaton Campbell. And that's a bouncer right to the pitcher. Flipped over to first base in time. So we'll say that is Campbell. The PA announcer said McNeely, but McNeely's not playing in this game. He's actually out injured, I believe. Yes, he is. So Campbell, the 1-3 putout. 2 down in the inning. Here's Jackson Smith, the first baseman, standing in from the left side. Smith will take a strike. He's from Owasso. He's going to play at Eastern. He'll go to Wilburton to continue his baseball career. That's a little bit of a culture shock going from Owasso to Wilburton. Pitch in there for a strike, and the count evens 1 apiece. West went quickly 3 up and 3 down in the top of the first inning. Took something off that pitch. It stayed high. The count goes to 2-1. Solomon Skolnick in the on-deck circle. Driven foul left side and out of play, and we're even at 2-2. Yeah, we talked about Lunsford, the Missouri commit. That's big time. He'll pitch pretty good baseball played in the SEC. He threw a no-hitter this year against Putnam City North. It was a 5-inning no-hitter. They won the game 10-0. 2-2 delivery. Swing and a miss. As Smith was out in front of that one. So back-to-back 1, 2, 3 innings. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. And after one, we've got no score. And you're watching the OBCA All-State Games on Squirtle.
Eubank Haney Law Firm is proud to be a fan of high school sports. Andrew Eubank and Caleb Haney believe that clients deserve better. At the end of the day, that's how they measure true success. Their experience, confidence, and integrity ensures that your case will be handled in a reasonable, efficient manner, regardless of the legal situation you are facing. Get out of line and come to Eubank Haney Law Firm in Enid, Fairview, and Laverne. Call 580-234-4334 when winning is everything.
Kyle and Gina Van Druff have the answers to all your real estate and insurance needs. These guys will have you covered in a one-stop shopping experience. They are local agents, local supporters, and active in the Cashin community. They are also proud parents of past and present Cashin students. Kyle and Gina help their clients make the right choice. Don't wait till it's too late. Call 405-607-4300. Go Wildcats and number 88. Let's have a great year.
Walk it up. Get you some. The High Plains Insurance Agency takes pride in keeping up with many changes in the crop insurance industry and keeping their insurers informed of these changes. The goal is to help each farmer customize their crop insurance to meet their needs. Thanks for your continued business, and remember, call Amy, Carissa, or Danny at High Plains Insurance in Medford and Loyal at 580-395-2447 or toll free at 1-800-346-4056 for a quote today.
Now Brett McComas will lead off for the West here in the top of the second inning, and he greets Jack James, a base hit right back up the middle. Didn't even get a chance to tell you much about Brett McComas. He's from Deer Creek, and he's going to play at Cali College up in Kansas. They just lost in the championship game of the Division I JUCO World Series last night. So our first base runner brings up Trevin Stewart, the first baseman, standing in from the right side. Runner on first, nobody out here in the top of the second. And the pitch to Stewart is a strike. Trevin Stewart from Duncan High School batted .419, 44 hits, drove in 47 his senior season. Sprays that one foul, and he's down in the count 0-2. So a great opportunity for Jack James to pick up his second strikeout. And he does. Which will bring Hank Heiselbetz to the plate. He's from Edmond North, and he's going to stay in town. He'll play for Oklahoma Christian, OC. Stands in from the left side. Runner on first, 2 outs in the inning. And that one sprayed foul left side and out of play, and the count's 0-1. Luke Stout in the on-deck circle. Here's the 0-1 delivery from the lefty. There's a ground ball to the second baseman, could be 2. Oh, bobbled, everybody's safe, it's an E4. So first and second for Luke Stout, the second baseman. Luke Stout from Carl Albert. He's going a long way from home to play his college ball. He's going to Hillsborough Community College in Tampa, Florida. Good weather down there. Batted .415 with 4 homers and 31 driven in his senior year. 31 stolen bases and 34 runs scored. First and second with 1 out, and the West has an opportunity here. And he rips one to right field. There's a base hit. They're going to send the runner. Here comes the throw home. There'll be a play at the plate, and he's safe. That was close at the plate. And Brett McComas slides in safely, and the West goes on top 1-0. So the single for Stout drives in the run. That'll bring up Cole Riggs, the left fielder. Cole Riggs is from Piedmont. He's going to play up in Kansas. He's going to Kansas Wesleyan in Salina, Kansas. He'll be a Coyote. Runners at second and third. And 1 out of the inning and a run in. Here's the pitch. In there for a strike. So the West won the middle-sized school game 4-1. They're looking to get the big schools as well here. In there for a strike. And Jack James jumps out of the count 0-2. Fouled off at the plate. Hank Heiselbetz at third. Luke Stout, at second base. So a base hit could score 2. James a glance back to the runner, the pitch. Went around, and the catcher actually was fouled off, but the catcher was able to hold it, 2 outs. Third strikeout for James. That'll bring up Jackson Holland, the center fielder. He's from Carl Albert. He has some good memories of this ballpark here. They won their state championship here in Class 5A right here at David Allen Ballpark last year. And he caught the last out of that ball game. .411 batting average this year with 42 stolen bases. Nobody had more in Class 5A. Bounces one to the right side of the infield. Will flip to second base in, or first base in time to retire the side, but a run for the West in the top of the second inning. 1 run on a hit and an error, and 2 left on base. We go to the bottom of the second inning. It's 1-0 West, and you're watching the OBCA All-State games on Squirtle.
At Maples Nixon Diesel Horse, we've helped a lot of people, and our goal was to treat each and every person like a friend. And as a friend, we've got your back always. We understand what you're going through. Being lawyers is what we do, but it's not all that we are. We care. We'll stand beside you throughout the entire legal process, not just as lawyers, but as your friends. We are Maples Nixon Diesel Horse, and we are here to help.
Why be a ranger? At Northwestern, with small classes, you can be seen. With over 40 programs from business to nursing, you can be career-driven. With a campus home away from home, you can be independent. With over half our students graduating without student loans, you can be debt-free. And with a mosaic of cultures, you can be you. Northwestern, success lives here.
Logan Lunsford is ready for his second inning of work. He went 1-2-3, put down the East 1-2-3 in the bottom of the first inning. They'll face, should be Solomon Skolnick, Barrick Liu, and Landon Bunch. And the first pitch to Skolnick is a strike, and the count is 0-1. Skolnick from Owasso. He's going to play at Eastern Oklahoma State Unit College. That's in Weatherford. Or excuse me, it's in Wilburton. Another one heading that way. Count is 1-2. Here's the rock and the fire. Ooh, just misses outside. The count evens 2 apiece. Two-two delivery. Fouled back and out of play. Solomon Skolnick, Skalnick. He's the left fielder. And he swings and misses at the 2-2 and strikes out. That's 3 strikeouts now for Logan Lunsford. There's Barrick Liu, the shortstop. Barrick Liu from Bixby High School gets a chance to play for his own coaches for one last time. Steps in from the right side. And the first pitch to him goes the screen. Nobody on base. It doesn't matter. The count 1-0. Barrick will be playing his college ball at Seminole State College. It's a 2-year school. Bouncer to the shortstop. Nice play behind second by Mesa. And he's safe with an infield hit. So the first base runner of the ball game for the East. Here's Landon Bunch, the second baseman. Landon Bunch from Collinsville. Batted .479 his senior year, had 17 doubles. He was the player of the year in 5A District 4. And the first pitch is taken outside, the count 1-0. If you're just joining us, the West picked up a run in the top of the second inning. Brett McCombs led off with a single and came around to score. RBI single by Luke Stout. Count now 2-0. Delivery, that's fouled back and out of play. Count now 2-1. The other two pitchers for the West, Logan Lunsford will be followed by Kyle Mantooth from Mustang, and then Jack Buckles from Norman North. Daniel Satterley was on the roster from Southmore, but he pulled out. So Buckles got the call to replace him, and he'll get some time on the mound here today. 2-1 pitch. Low and inside or low and outside, 2-2 now. Actually 3-1, my mistake. Sun's an issue right now for those infielders on the left side of the field, the shortstop and third baseman. And there's a walk. So first and second and one out. Here's Alejandro Diaz. He's the designated hitter. And the DH from Sapulpa High School. Doesn't know what he's going to do yet from what I could tell when I was doing my homework. First pitch to him. This is outside, the count 1-0. Very similar situation to what the West had in the top of the first inning after going down 1-2-3 in the first. Got some base runners, scored a run to grab the lead, and here is the East trying to do the same thing. One pitch. Not too bad of a size crowd here. Lots of friends and family of these players. Of course, the people of Enid have been turning out unbelievably well for the World Series for the past week, with packed houses every night session. Pretty good crowds during the day as well. 2-1 pitch, stays high, 3-1. The vibe here a little more laid back. It's an all-star game. It's a celebration. Runner goes from second, throw down. Throw is high and sliding in safely with the stolen base is Lou, and then Bunch will move down behind him. So now you've got two runners in scoring position. Diaz could drive in two with a base hit here. Count is full, 3-2 with Carson Williams in the on-deck circle. We'll do it again. Sprayed foul right side. Todd Miller brought the first two games to you. I'm glad to be here for the nightcap. He gets to go home, back to Edmond, and enjoy what's left of his weekend. 3-2 pitch. And ball four loads them up. Back-to-back walks for Logan Lunsford. So now the bases are loaded. And the catcher, Duncan Key, will go out and make sure he's on the same page. That's one thing you have to watch in these all-star games is the pitcher and the catcher being on the same page. Of course, they're not familiar with each other for the most part. Very rarely, like in the last game, you had a couple of Blanchard teammates, one pitching, one catching, but that does not happen very much in an all-star game like this. There's a shot driven left and foul. It's Carson Williams put a charge into that one. He's from Ponca City Wildcat. He's going to play at Eastern. He'll go to Wilburton. A lot of kids playing here today are going to play at Wilburton. Eastern he put together a pretty good recruiting class with players from the All-State team. That's not a bad way to start. At that level especially, 1-1. Took something off of that one for a strike, and the count is now 1-2. Bases are loaded, a single by Barrick Lou, and then walks to Bunch and Diaz. There's popped up by shortstop underneath it, and that will be Phoenix Mesa making the play. So 2 outs to Leighton Bass. He's the right fielder. Bass is from McAllister. He's a long way from home up here in Enid. Had one of the longer drives, he and his family. The pitch to him down the left field line, just foul. That would have scored at least 2. And he's down in the count 0-1. We go back to the top of the order. Caden Ashton in the on-deck circle. Pitch in there for a strike, and the count is 1-1. Count now 2-1. Two-one delivery. Took something off of that one, fouled back into the screen, and the count evens at 2-2. One thing about it, you talk about, the bottom of your order, maybe a little tougher to help you out. That's not going to be the case in an all-star game like this. Everybody here can hit. Bass swings and misses, and that will take care of the East in the inning. No runs on a hit, a couple of walks, and 3 left on base. After 2 complete, the West leads the East 1-0. You're watching the OBCA All-State games on Squirtle.
Physical Therapy Central is proud to be keeping you in the game of life. Now with a convenient location in Kingfisher. Get back to the game of life faster with PT Central.
For over 50 years, Tulsa Tech has helped people find new career paths, jobs, and a successful future. We've partnered with Tulsa businesses to grow our economy and help train the workforce of our community. During these uncertain times, one thing is for sure. Tulsa Tech will be here when life returns to normal, helping people make their own path. We will get through this together.
Well, Jack James will begin his 3rd and presumably final inning of work here with a ground ball that is booted by the shortstop. And I will tell you, that's a matter right there of Barrick Lou. That ball was hit so slowly, he was trying to attack it. So an E6, and that was Phoenix Mesa who did that. They were back to the top of the order. So here's Owen Tracy. Owen Tracy is 0 for 1. He popped out to the first baseman back in the first inning. This is the second time he's got a look here at James. He pops it up high, short center field, actually right field. And coming up, oh, it's booted. They're going to get the lead run at second. They'll get that lead runner, so it's basically a fielder's choice. They do get the out. And the out was made 9-6 for the first out of the inning. Here's Duncan Key, the catcher. He grounded out to third back in the first inning. He's 0 for 1. And the pitch misses just a little bit inside. The count 1-0. Brett McComas waits in the on-deck circle. He singled to lead off the second inning and scored that only run so far. 1-0 pitch. High in the count, now 2-0. Wind is a factor here today. It's definitely a factor in the press box as papers are scattering. There's a shot to right center field, but to his right to make the play is Leighton Bass. And 2 outs. Here's Brett McComas. As I said, he singled and came around to score the only run of the ball game. And on the first pitch, he hits it right to right field, and tracking it all the way is Leighton Bass. And that will take care of the West in the top of the third inning. No runs, no hits, an error, and nobody left on base. We go to the bottom of the third inning. We're 1-0. The West leads to East, and you're watching the OBCA All-State games on Squirtle.
Are you looking for a local, reliable propane provider? Earnhardt Oil and Propane has been serving customers throughout Oklahoma since 1971. Let them tailor a pricing option to fit your budget. Avoid winter price spikes with easy pay, steady, predictable monthly payments you can count on. Need more fuel options? They also offer bulk fuel delivery, DEF, lubricants, and supplies for your business, all at competitive prices. For reliability 3 generations strong, call Earnhardt Oil and Propane at 866-270-1279 or visit www.earnhardtpropane.com.
Eubank Haney Law Firm is proud to be a fan of high school sports. Andrew Eubank and Caleb Haney believe that clients deserve better. At the end of the day, that's how they measure true success. Their experience, confidence, and integrity ensures that your case will be handled in a reasonable, efficient manner, regardless of the legal situation you are facing. Get out of line and come to Eubank Haney Law Firm in Enid, Fairview, and Laverne. Call 580-234-4334 when winning is everything.
Top of the order for the East, Caden Ashton, Keaton Campbell, and Jackson Smith. And this will most likely be the final inning for Logan Lunsford on the mound. Lunsford, the Edmond Santa Fe star, who's on his way to play at Missouri, the University of Missouri. And the first pitch is swung on by Ashton. Ashton struck out to lead off the ball game. He's 0 for 1. He flies one to short right field. The second baseman, Luke Stout, has a beat on it, makes the play for 1 out. Here's Keaton Campbell, the third baseman. Bounced out to the pitcher his first time up. He's 0 for 1. Keaton Campbell from Sand Springs, his coach Matt Brown. And the first pitch sails over the backstop. And the count is 1-0. Delivery. It's fouled back into the screen. The count even at 1 apiece. One. Driven to left field and deep. Is that going to have enough to get out of here? It is off the wall and right into the bricks in left field goes Cole Riggs. He looks like he's okay out there in left, but I have been out there around those bricks. Those do not give. So Jackson Smith will be at the plate, but they will take a look at Cole Riggs. He's probably saying, get out of here, I'm fine. Cole Riggs from Piedmont on his way to Kansas Wesleyan University in Salina, Kansas. They play in the KCAC, NAIA level. Yeah, I tell you, he ran into those bricks, and they do not give. And they're a little, you know, you can scratch yourself up on them, get some abrasions out there as well. They're real bricks. Don't know how to put it any other way. So Jackson Smith waits. And the runner, or the hitter actually, Campbell, ended up on third base with a triple. I had totally lost track of where he was in the base paths. I was watching to see if Cole Riggs was going to get up. So Jackson Smith struck out to end the first inning. He's 0 for 1. Left-handed hitter. And he takes the pitch for a ball to count 1-0. Rips one just foul down the right field line. That was scorched. Say Jackson Smith from Owasso, his head coach Larry Turner, very proud of him. And he, as we said, is going to play at Eastern in Wilburton. Here's the 1-1. Bounces in there, gets away from the catcher, no advancement. And the count is 2-1. Two-one delivery. There's a bouncer up the middle for a base hit, and we are tied at 1. As Smith single will drive in Campbell from third, who got there by way of the triple, to left. Sullivan Skolnick struck out to lead off the second inning. He's 0 for 1. The Owasso star on his way to Eastern as well. Fouled back and out of play. Barrick Lou in the on-deck circle. Just one out here in the bottom of the third inning. Caden Ashton popped out to second to start the inning. Keaton Campbell tripled to left. And then Jackson Smith drove him in with a single. Now the count is 0-2. Ooh, and the throw to first base picks off the runner. Jackson Smith has picked off 1-3. Second out of the inning, and now the bases are empty. Skolnick up there. facing the 0-2 count. Here's the pitch. Stays a bit low as Logan Lunsford looks to get what is most likely his last batter back to the dugout. And the 1-2 pitch misses, the count even 2-2. Popped up high on the infield. Wind could be a factor with this one. Camping under it is the shortstop. And making the catch is Phoenix Mesa. But the East does pick up a run on 2 hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. We've played 3 complete, tied at 1. You're watching the OBCA All-State games on Squirtle. Okay.
Imagine a school creating opportunities for both high school and adult students to gain new skills and certifications. Now, imagine a technology center with over 500 industry partners campus-wide, providing a productive and prepared workforce for employers in Oklahoma. Now, imagine a community facility and resource that believes business thrives when our community thrives. We aren't just the local Votech. We are Autry Technology Center.
Kyle and Gina Van Druff have the answers to all your real estate and insurance needs. These guys will have you covered in a one-stop shopping experience. They are local agents, local supporters, and active in the Cashin community. They are also proud parents of past and present Cashin students. Kyle and Gina help their clients make the right choice. Don't wait till it's too late. Call 405-607-4300. Go Wildcats and number 88. Let's have a great year.
Walk it up. Get you some.
The High Plains Insurance Agency takes pride in keeping up with many changes in the crop insurance industry and keeping their insurers informed of these changes. The goal is to help each farmer customize their crop insurance to meet their needs. Thanks for your continued business, and remember, call Amy, Carissa, or Danny at High Plains Insurance in Medford and Loyal at 580-395-2447 or toll free at 1-800-346-4056.
Kason Rogers is the new pitcher for the East. He's from Shawnee, and I've got some stats on him here in a second as he faces here in the top of the 4th inning Solomon Skolnick. Skolnick struck out. Take it back. My mistake. That is Trevin Stewart, who he's facing. Stewart, the first baseman, struck out back in the 2nd inning. He's 0 for 1 here in the top of the 4th inning. The West and the East tied at 1. And a leadoff base runner is Stewart. Heads down to first base as he draws the walk. Here's Hank Heiselbetz. Heiselbetz from Edmond North on his way to Oklahoma Christian. They're in Edmond, standing in from the left side. This new pitcher, get some information on him as that pitch is popped foul left side. Nice over-the-shoulder catch is made by Keaton Campbell for the first out. There's Luke Stout. Kason Rogers from Shawnee, his senior year record of 5 wins and 1 loss, an earned run of 1.12. Struck out 67 and walked just 29. He's also a pretty darn good hitter as well, although he won't get that opportunity here this evening. Luke Stout, the second baseman, he singled and drove in the lone run scored by the West so far in this one. There's a strike taken. Stout from Carl Albert. Going to go play college ball in Florida, Hillsborough Community College in the Tampa area. Count is 0-2 here in the top of the 4th inning. To Stout. Bouncer to the second baseman. He'll get the runner at first for the easy out for 2. As Landon Bunch made the play over there, 4-3. Runner at first, Stewart moves to second, so he's in scoring position. Here's Cole Riggs, the left fielder who struck out back in the second inning. He's 0 for 1. Riggs from Piedmont. He was the guy that ran into the wall out in left field last inning. We're glad to see him right back in there. He drives one, short right field. This could be trouble. The second baseman gets out on the grass and makes the play. Landon Bunch got some work in that inning, and it comes to an end. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 left on the walk. And we go to the bottom of the 4th inning, tied at 1. You're watching the OBCA All-State games on Squirtle.
With over 24 flavors of iced tea, HTO is your new destination for the best premium water and iced tea in all of Oklahoma. Offering around 500 drink combinations and half-price tea during happy hour, this is your ultimate tea playground. With a location open in Ardmore and numerous locations coming soon, including the Village in South Oklahoma City, be sure to stop by HTO and experience the best tea you've ever sipped on.
FloorTech proudly serves schools across the state of Oklahoma with their gym floor and janitorial supply needs.
Dr. Matt Dieselhorst at Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics can help you get game day ready. Dr. Dieselhorst works with athletes of all ages, taking a coordinated approach to accelerate return to play and maximize athletic performance. His work with pros in sports training, injury prevention, bracing, functional rehabilitation, and imaging works seamlessly with his medical and surgical expertise. Get started by going to Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics. Let Dr. Matt Dieselhorst get you back on the field, backing all Oklahoma athletes on the field and off.
This game has really moved along. We go to the bottom of the 4th inning, tied at 1. New pitcher is Kyle Mantooth from Mustang. Pretty darn good senior year. 8-0 record. He had a save as well at 1.47 earned run average. Struck out 64 batters. And I'm assuming a little bit, but Mondays at Mustang, they called Mantooth Mondays, which I'm assuming means that he pitched that first district game each week on Monday. You know, in district play, you play a game on Monday and Tuesday, and he must have been the guy that went on Mondays, and he went 8-0 this year. I'm guessing that's what Mantooth Mondays means. I might be totally wrong, but that's an educated guess. Tom Nelson, glad to be with you at the ballpark. This is the 12th straight day I've been at the ballpark. This ball game wrapping up a long week with the NJCAA Division II World Series in town for the past week plus. I was the main PA guy here at the ballpark for that. Little different headset, little different job here today with the play-by-play on Squirtle. And the East will come to the plate here in the bottom of the 4th inning, excuse me. Barrick Lou will lead off. He singled, stole a base back in the 2nd inning. Barrick Lou is from Bixby, a chance to play for his coach, Justin DeLay. 86 in the gun. Fastball, the count 0-1. Didn't know where Kyle Mantooth was going to play ball at. Couldn't find that. Got a feeling he'll play somewhere. That pitch is fouled out of play over on the right side. So now Lou down to the count 0-2. We are tied at 1. Pitch just misses inside. And the count now 1-2. Landon Bunch in the on deck circle. Actually, it's Birch. No, it's Bunch. There's a Bunch and a Birch in this game. That pitch just misses inside. The catcher thought it was strike 3. Duncan Key was trying to get that strike, and there he gets it. First strikeout of the ball game for the new pitcher, Kyle Mantooth. Here's Landon Bunch, the second baseman. He walked, stole a base back in the second inning from Collinsville. Takes that pitch inside. The count is 1-0. Played for Tony Reeder at Collinsville. That's one thing about this event. This is the baseball coaches all-star game, the all-state game. So they want to give those coaches a little bit of pub as well. They make sure they list the head coaches with the players and in the program. 2-0 pitch. So we like to make sure he gets his name out there as well. Grounder first base side. Put out 3 unassisted by Trevin Stewart. Here's Alejandro Diaz. Diaz walked back in the second inning. Right-handed hitter against the right-handed pitching Kyle Mantooth. Pitch misses low, the count 1-0. Took something off of that one. It misses inside as well. And the 2-0 count now to Diaz. Swing and a miss, now 2-1. Diaz from Sapulpa drives it foul. Played for Stephen Irvine. Sapulpa. Count even 2-2 now. Two-two delivery. Ooh, hit him in the helmet. Only 72 miles per hour, and you can see the pitcher Mantooth apologizing. Diaz is going down to the first base line. Said that was my bad. So now a base runner with 2 outs. Here's Carson Williams. He popped out to the shortstop back in the second inning. He's 0 for 1. Carson Williams, Poe High Wildcat from Ponca City. In there for a strike, and the count's 0-1. One of those guys going to Wilburton to play at Eastern. Count even 1 apiece. If I can figure up the line on Lunsford, I will. He went 3 innings. Gave up the 1 run. Has a walk now for Williams. And a couple of base runners here with 2 outs. Here's Leighton Bass, who struck out back in the second. It was an earned run he gave up. Struck out 4, walked 2, a couple of hits, a run. It was earned in his 3 innings of work. Leighton Bass down to the count 0-1. And the count now 1 apiece. Back to the top of the order if Bass can get on. Here's the 1-1. Outside 2-1. I'll tell you what, it's a busy summer for Squirtle. So glad to bring you these games today. In 2 weeks, we've got the 7-on-7 events and the 8-man All-Star game on the same day. A little less than 2 weeks on a Saturday. Todd Miller and I will be over in Miami for the 8-man All-Star game. That is always a whole lot of fun. Here's the 2-2, big pitch. Swing and a miss. They'll leave 2 on. No runs, no hits, a hit batter and a walk, no errors, and 2 left on base. We've played 4 complete, tied at 1, and you are watching the OBCA All-State Games on Squirtle. Can you give me...
For generations, the FFA has been helping our children through agriculture to grow into responsible adults. We believe in and we support the work being done by our local FFA chapters and all they do to create an enriching experience for our youth. For all you do, you have our thanks. Farm Credit of Enid. Together, we grow.
Ortho Plus is an orthopedic urgent care. If you go to a regular emergency room, you're going to be evaluated by somebody who does everything. With orthopedic urgent care and with Keith Holloman, you're getting an orthopedic trained physician assistant.
Are you looking for a local, reliable propane provider? Earnhardt Oil and Propane has been serving customers throughout Oklahoma since 1971. Let them tailor a pricing option to fit your budget. Avoid winter price spikes with easy pay, steady, predictable monthly payments you can count on. Need more fuel options? They also offer bulk fuel delivery, DEF, lubricants, and supplies for your business, all at competitive prices. For reliability 3 generations strong, call Earnhardt Oil and Propane at 866-270-1279 or visit www.earnhardtpropane.com.
Well, we've got a pitcher's duel, which really you kind of expect in a game like this. You've got 6 of the best pitchers in the state. 1 run on 2 hits and an error for the East. 1 run, 1 hit, and 2 errors for the West. We played 4 completed this game, going 7, and we will have a tie. If it finishes in a tie, we'll play 7 innings, and that's it. So to the top of the 5th inning now, and it's the 2nd inning of work for our pitcher, as that pitch is fouled out of play. It's the 2nd inning of work for Cason Rogers from Shawnee. And he's facing Jackson Holland, who grounded out to 2nd back in the 2nd inning. He's down in the count 0-1. Now the count evens 1 apiece. Cruising right along in the top of the 5th inning. 1-1. Just misses inside, 2-1. It is Holland, then back to the top of the order, Phoenix Mesa and Owen Tracy. Count now 3-1. So if Holland can draw a walk here, the leadoff base runner gives them a good opportunity here. And there is a strike taken. We go full 3-2. See, Jackson Holland, he's got a lot of speed. 42 stolen bases, #1 in Class 5A. So that is a dangerous base runner getting on right there. You can guarantee in an all-star game he's going to look to go. So back to the top of the order now. Phoenix Mesa is 0 for 2. He struck out in the 1st inning, hit into actually got on by way of an error back in the 3rd. So he's 0 for 2. Phoenix Mesa from Choctaw is Coach Shane Hawk. Here's right-hander's pitch. Takes the strike, checked his swing. It's a pretty darn good pitch. The count's 0-1. The 1 pitch. Try to nibble the outside corner and misses, and the count is even at 1 apiece. We talked about Rogers on the mound last inning, 5-1 record and 1.12 earned run average and a bunch of strikeouts. Now the count 2-1. He's also, as a hitter, .343 on the season, 12 doubles, 5 triples, and 24 driven in. Multi-talented kid. Here's the 2-1. Took something off of that one. It stays high and inside. And the count now 3-1. So the 3-1 delivery, nope, the throw to first, the runner back. Owen Tracy waits in the on-deck circle. Here's the 3-1. Swing and a miss, we go full 3-2. West scored their run in the second inning, top of the second. East scored their run in the bottom of the third. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Takes strike 3, back to the dugout. Goes Phoenix Mesa. First out of the inning, here's Owen Tracy. Tracy popped out to the first baseman in the first inning and hit into a fielder's choice in the third. He's 0 for 2. Owen Tracy from Edmond Memorial, as we said earlier, is going to come play right here. He'll play his home games at David Allen Ballpark next year as he plays for the Jets at NOC Enid. NOC Enid made the regional championship game, 1 win away from the World Series, also here in Enid. They didn't make it, got beat by Murray State. Murray State lost 2 at the World Series last week. There's a stolen base. If this was a normal high school game, that would be his 44th stolen base, actually 43rd stolen base. As we said, 42 to lead Class 5A. .1-0 pitch. Sprayed foul into the screen, and the count is even at 1 apiece. Can the West manufacture a run here and try to grab the lead? Our 2 games today, we had a tie in the first game, 7-7. They didn't play extra innings. Second game of the day was a 4-1 win. The West beat the East in our middle-sized school game. That's what, 2A, 3, actually that's 3A, 4A. Small schools is A and B. 2A, A and B, so 3A and 4A. 2A, A and B, the small schools, 3A and 4A, the middle-sized schools, and 5A and 6A, the big schools. Counts 1-2. We'll do it again. Fouled off the end of the bat. Count stays 1-2. Whole Squirtle crew is in the house today. Been a long day, but I tell you what, weather-wise, it has been beautiful. It's 80 degrees right now. The sun has not been real bright today. There's been some cloud cover, which is actually perfect. And the breeze has gone down now. With the sun going down, the wind has gone down, and it's a pristine night for baseball at the old ball yard here tonight, right now. Bounces in there. The count evens 2-2. That runner's going and sliding in safely with another stolen base is Jackson Holland. So now the count even at 2-2. Go-ahead run 90 feet away. Was that fouled off at the plate? I think it was. We'll stay 2-2, getting a piece of it. Interesting story. Brad Gore, the head coach for Enid High, normally is here and has his fingers all over this thing, but he's not here this weekend. His son, Connor, played for the national championship at Grand Junction last night, the NJCAA Division I World Series, and he plays for Cali up in Kansas. They were beaten by Central Arizona 4-2 in the championship game. And I tell you what, I think we've done okay here today getting this show on the road. Swing and a miss, the curveball. And there's 2 down in the inning. That'll bring up Duncan Key. He's 0 for 2. He grounded out to third in the first inning and popped out to right. Slide out to right in the third. Duncan Key from Deer Creek, and on the first pitch he drives to left field. Running over to make the play in center is Caden Ashton to end the inning. So for the West in the top of the fifth inning, no runs, no hits, no errors, a walk and one left. We go to the bottom of the fifth, we're tied at 1, and you're watching the OBCA All-State games on Squirtle.
At Maples Nixon Diesel Horse, we've helped a lot of people, and our goal was to treat each and every person like a friend. And as a friend, we've got your back always. We understand what you're going through. Being lawyers is what we do, but it's not all that we are. We care. We'll stand beside you throughout the entire legal process, not just as lawyers, but as your friends. We are Maples Nixon Diesel Horse, and we are here to help.
Why be a ranger? At Northwestern, with small classes, you can be seen. With over 40 programs from business to nursing, you can be career driven. With a campus home away from home, you can be independent. With over half our students graduating without student loans, you can be debt free. And with a mosaic of cultures, you can be you. Northwestern, success lives here.
Physical Therapy Central is proud to be keeping you in the game of life. Now with a convenient location in Kingfisher. Get back to the game of life faster with PT Central.
For over 50 years, Tulsa Tech has helped people find new career paths, jobs, and a successful future. We've partnered with Tulsa businesses to grow our economy and help train the workforce of our community. During these uncertain times, one thing is for sure. Tulsa Tech will be here when life returns to normal, helping people.
Tom Nelson back with you at the All-State game, the large school All-State game, on the first pitch of the bottom of the fifth inning. A bounce, that's an infield hit. The ball was not hit very hard. And that was Caden Ashton, who, give him credit for an infield single here in the bottom of the fifth. We do want to note that was Jace White, who flew out to center to end the fifth inning. He's now behind the plate as he took the place of Duncan Key. And that's, like I said, it's kind of hard to keep track of things, but Jace White did fly out to center field to end that last inning. He's now behind the plate, and we'll talk about Jace White as we get a chance here as well. Count is 0-1 to Keaton Campbell, now 0-2. Pitch sprayed foul. Let me tell you about Jace White a little bit if I can get my information on him real quick. Jace White is from Edmond, Santa Fe. He played for Ryan Phillips there. And he's going to NOC Enid, so he'll be playing right here. Caught stealing, yeah, easy, bang, bang. And there's Jace White making a great play. So I talk about Jace White, he throws out a runner. So the caught stealing. And Jackson Smith is up there now, as Keaton Campbell went down as well. And the count quickly 1-1 to Jackson Smith. He singled and drove in the lone run of this ball game for the East. That happened back in the third inning. Count now 1-2. Tied at 1, bottom of the fifth inning. We're scheduled to go 7, and we will go 7. We will not go 8. So if it's a tie, it's a tie. Ground ball played by the shortstop Phoenix Mesa throws him out. 6-3 on the put out. Faced the minimum after leading off after the single and the caught stealing. No runs, a hit, no errors, and nobody left, and it's 1-1 after 5. We'll take a break. You're watching the OBCA All-State games on Squirtle.
Are you looking for a local, reliable propane provider? Earnhardt Oil and Propane has been serving customers throughout Oklahoma since 1971. Let them tailor a pricing option to fit your budget. Avoid winter price spikes with easy pay, steady, predictable monthly payments you can count on. Need more fuel options? They also offer bulk fuel delivery, DEF, lubricants, and supplies for your business, all at competitive prices. For reliability 3 generations strong, call Earnhardt Oil and Propane at 866-270-1279 or visit www.earnhardtpropane.com.
Hudson Birch is the new pitcher from Tulsa Union. He's pitching for the E squad. He's going to go play at Carl Albert. Poteau, 5 wins on the mound this season, 52 1/3 innings pitched among leaders in Class 5A. Go back and take care of a little bit of business. Let's close the book on that first starter for the East, and that was Jack James. He went 3 innings, gave up 1 run. It was earned. He gave up 2 hits, struck out 3, and didn't walk anybody. So now we've got Brett McCombs to plate. And he tries to hit the first pitch foul, right side. The count's 0-1. Brett singled and came around to score the lone run for the West back in the second inning. Flied out to right in the third, so he's 1 for 2. And he's down in the count to Hudson Birch, the pitcher from Tulsa Union, the right-hander. Here's the 0-1. Bounces in there, and the count evens at 1 apiece. One delivery. That's a breaking pitch that misses as well. Two one, driven to center field. And it dropped. It dropped between the right fielder and the center fielder for a base hit. So a leadoff single for McCombs. Here's Trevin Stewart. He struck out in the second inning, walked in the fourth, officially 0 for 1. From Duncan, 419 batting average this year, 47 runs driven in. He'd love to drive one in here. Low and outside, ball 1. Nobody wants a sister kissing, even in an all-star game. Nobody wants to tie. They say a tie is like kissing your sister. Swing and a miss in the 1-0, 80 on the gun, and the count evens at 1 apiece. Hank Heisel bets in the on-deck circle. Swing and a miss, nice pitch. Runner steals second. So now you've got the runner in scoring position. Counts 1-2 to Stewart. From Duncan, which if you get on Highway 81, about 5 blocks west of here and drive straight south, you'll hit Duncan. Go down through Kingfisher and El Reno and Chickasha. Can't even now 2-2. Grounder to the shortstop. Throw to first in time, moves the runner over to third. So Barrick Lou at short with the nice throw. 6-3 on the putout. There's one out in the inning, and now here's Hank Heiselbetz. He was on by way of an error in the second inning and popped out to the third baseman in the fourth. He's 0 for 2. From Edmond North. Played for Gary Bandy at Edmond North. Go ahead run, 90 feet away, one out. Infield is playing up a little bit. Try to cut that one off the plate. There's a base hit, that'll score the run. Solid single to center, it's 2-1 West. Combs come in to score. That's his second run he scored in the ball game. He scored both of the runs for the West. And here's Luke Stout, who drove in that first run back in the second. He's 1 for 2. He grounded out to second in the fourth. So the West grabs, lead the runner going. Throw down to second, not in time. A stolen base for Heiselbetz. So he's in scoring position now. And the count is 0-1. There's a drive to right field and deep. Can the ballpark hold it? It's off the bricks. Here comes a run. Sliding in safely just in front of the throw from right is Stout as he drives in his second run of the ball game. Heiselbetz will score from second. It's a double and an RBI. Here's Cole Riggs. Cole Riggs is 0 for 2. He struck out back in the second inning, popped out in the fourth. Just one out of the inning, 2 runs in. It's 3-1. Showed Button takes the strike in the count 0-1. Now the West looking to get their second win. That's going to be a tough one. That's going to be an infield hit. That bunt was laid down perfectly. And Stout will go to third base. Jackson Holland is up there now. He walked, stole 2 bases back in the 5th inning. He's 0 for 1. He grounded out to second in the second. Runners at the corners, first and third, 1 out. The West can break this one open. Here's the pitch. Base hit right up the middle. Past the diving shortstop, it's 4-1. Riggs will go to second. Stout comes in to score, and now 3 runs in the inning. Back to the top of the order, Phoenix Mesa. So Phoenix Mesa back at the top of the order. He's 0 for 3, looking for his first hit. And he pops up, playable, foul territory, first base side. There's the second out of the inning recorded by the first baseman down there, Jackson Smith. So 2 down to Owen Tracy. When Tracy takes a healthy cut, swings and misses. He is 0 for 3. Runners go. Swing and a miss. It's fouled off at the plate. No go back. And the count will be 0-2. So the runners were a motoring. The West has scored 3 here in the top of the 6th inning. This game going 7. They now lead 4-1. That was the final score of the middle-sized school game. The West winning 4-1. Our small schools game was a 7-7 tie. Count remains 0-2. Ground ball to the shortstop. They could turn 2, but boy, flipping it in there. I guess they just needed the 1. They just needed the 1, needed the force. That's okay. So it's a fielder's choice, but a big inning for the West as they score 3 runs, and they do it on 5 hits. No errors, and 2 left on. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning. It's now 4-1 West over the East. It's the OBCA All-State game on Squirtle.
Eubank Haney Law Firm is proud to be a fan of high school sports. Andrew Eubank and Caleb Haney believe that clients deserve better. At the end of the day, that's how they measure true success. Their experience, confidence, and integrity ensures that your case will be handled in a reasonable, efficient manner, regardless of the legal situation you are facing. Get out of line and come to Eubank Haney Law Firm in Enid, Fairview, and Laverne. Call 580-234-4334 when winning is everything.
Imagine a school creating opportunities for both high school and adult students to gain new skills and certifications. Now imagine a technology center with over 500 industry partners campus-wide, providing a productive and prepared workforce for employers in Oklahoma. Now imagine a community facility and resource that believes business thrives when our community thrives. We aren't just the local Votech. We are Autry Technology Center.
New pitcher for the West is Jack Buckles from Norman North. And we'll try to close the book on some of these pitchers here as we put the numbers together. And Buckles will face Solomon Stalnick to start the bottom of the 6th inning. The East trailing now 4-1. First pitch of ball, the count 1-0. Skolnick takes that pitch inside. Barry Clue in the on-deck circle. 2-0 pitch is driven to left center field. On his horse is the center fielder. That's going to go all the way to the wall. And Jackson Holland will track it down out there against the bricks. And it's a double. A leadoff double for Skolnick. So now Barrick Lou singled back in the 2nd inning, struck out in the 4th. He's 1 for 2 with a stolen base. His team down by 3, trying to make something happen. He takes a cut at the first one, misses 0-1. Barrick Lou, Bixby Spartan, representing Bixby for the last time here tonight. He will be representing Seminole State when fall comes around. 1-1 pitch. Just misses 2-1. Landon Bunch in the on-deck circle. Swing and a miss, the count even 2-2. This game was motored right along quite nicely. It's 8:23, got started right before 7 o'clock. And those are my famous last words. I may have jinxed this one. That tends to happen. This could end up like the OSU baseball game this afternoon. This final could be 28-15 or whatever it was. 3-2 pitch, 29-14 I think it was. Sprayed foul out of play. Speaking of that, we were really hoping to get a chance to see Jackson Holiday in town, but he didn't. He was on the roster, but I think he's watching his uncle and his daddy over there at Stillwater trying to get to the Super Regional. Ball 4, so now first and second and nobody out. 29-15 was the final score. They beat Missouri State. 29 runs, 26 hits, and no errors. There were no errors in that ball game, either team. 29, 26, and 0 for OSU, 15, 11, and 0 for Missouri State. Wow. Bunch's pitch by Bunch is fouled. Let's see, where are we at here? I want to make sure. Are you on Bunch? Okay. Curveball breaks in there for a strike, and the count is 0-2. Bunch walked and stole a base in the second, popped up to the first baseman in the fourth. And he strikes him out for the first out of the inning. Got him looking. Which will bring up Alejandro Diaz. Walked in the second inning, hit by a pitch in the fourth. He's got a chance to get his team back in this ball game, but he hits the first pitch to right center field, and the center fielder will call off the right fielder. Jackson Holland makes the play. Runner will tag and go to third. So 2 outs in the inning. Runners at the corners. There's Carson Williams. Williams, the catcher, walked his last time up in the fourth. He popped out to the shortstop in the second. And that first pitch is a ball. The count 1-0. Leighton Bass in the on-deck circle waits. Solomon Skolnick at third base, Barrick Liu at first. They had those two on with nobody out, but then Landon Bunch struck out looking, and Alejandro Diaz flew out to center. Count is now 2-1 to Carson Williams. 3 runs in the top of the fifth inning, or the top of the sixth, excuse me, is the difference in this ball game. Williams says he's hit by the pitch, and he was. It took a moment for the umpire to acknowledge it. So now we are loaded up. Bases are juiced for Leighton Bass, who has struck out twice. He's 0 for 2. Leighton Bass from McAllister High School. And I think, is this Leighton or do we have a pinch hitter? I think, okay, this is Leighton Bass. I saw the umpire pull his trusty little notepad out of his pocket. First pitch of the ball, the count's 1-0. Back to the top of the order, Caden Ashton waits in the on-deck circle. Fouled out of play. And the count evens at 1 apiece. Bases are loaded with 2 outs. Big moment in this game. Takes a strike, and the count now 1-2. Off the pitcher's glove. And dropped, and everybody's safe. The run scores. That was a can of corn to get the fielder's choice at second. They couldn't make it happen. Makes it 4-2. E4. And everybody moves around. So Caden Ashton now, he singled his last time up. He's 1 for 3, and he drives a base hit to center. That'll make it 4-3. Here comes the tying run ahead of the throw. That gets away from the catcher, and coming in to score, and the East will come out of here with the lead. And ending up on second base is Ashton with a single. And there's an error in there as well on the throw. So the East has answered 4 in the bottom of the inning after the West scored 3. And there's one served to left field and caught to end the inning. That was Keaton Campbell flying out to left, but a big inning for both teams. 4 runs for the East in the bottom of the 6th inning. And we go to the top of the 7th, and now the West has to score a run to keep this one going. 5-4 East. You're watching the OBCA All-State games on Squirtle.
Kyle and Gina Van Druff have the answers to all your real estate and insurance needs. These guys will have you covered in a one-stop shopping experience. They are local agents, local supporters, and active in the Cashion community. They are also proud parents of past and present Cashion students. Kyle and Gina help their clients make the right choice. Don't wait till it's too late. Call 405-607-4300. Go Wildcats and number 88. Let's have a great year.
Walk it up. Get you some.
The High Plains Insurance Agency takes pride in keeping up with many changes in the crop insurance industry and keeping their insurers informed of these changes. The goal is to help each farmer customize their crop insurance to meet their needs. Thanks for your continued business, and remember, call Amy, Carissa, or Danny at High Plains Insurance in Medford and Loyal at 580-395-2447 or toll free at 1-800-346-4056 for a quote today.
With over 24 flavors of iced tea, HTO is your new destination for the best premium water and iced tea in all of Oklahoma. Offering around 500 drink combinations and half-price tea during happy hour, this is your ultimate tea playground. With a location open in Ardmore and numerous locations coming soon, including the Village in South Oklahoma City, be sure to stop by HTO and experience the best tea you've ever sipped on.
Birch is in line to get the win. The Tulsa Union player. There's one bounced foul. I about said Union and their old mascot. What's their new mascot? Red Hawks, I think? They changed it, and I'm not too sure what it is. Count is 0-2, and that pitch will stay high to Tracy. I take it back, it's Jace White. Yeah, it's Jace White, his second plate appearance. He's 0 for 1. He flied out to center his first time up. He came in at catcher to replace Duncan Key. 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He strikes out. So there's Brett McComas. He has had a hand in a couple of runs. He's singled twice. He's 2 for 3, 2 runs scored, a stolen base. He needs to get it started for the West right here. And he will. Drives one to right, and it will fall in front of the right fielder. And I believe that is Leighton Bass out there in right. So Trevin Stewart's up there now, the tying run at first base. Stewart's 0 for 2 with a walk. Swing and a miss to Stewart, and the count 0-1. Trevin Stewart from Duncan. His team won the 5A state championship as they pummeled Piedmont 15-4 in that Class 5A championship game. 0-1 pitch, throw to first base, the runner back. That's McComas over there at first. Count is 0-1 to Stewart. Hank Heiselbet's in the on-deck circle. Runner goes. It's a breaking pitch. They threw him out. Whoa, got him out. That's a tough pitch for the catcher to handle. But boy, oh boy, give Carson Williams a lot of credit. He gunned down the base runner McComas, and now there are 2 outs. We are 1 out away from ending this one. And now with 2 strikes, we are 1 strike away from ending this one. Hudson Birch looking for the win if he can retire him right here. Take it high, 2-2. He's in line to pick up the win as he pitched the top of the 6th inning before the East scored 4 in the bottom of the 6th. 2-2. Serve to short right field, could be trouble. Nope, it's caught by the right fielder, Leighton Bass, and that should be the ball game, is it? They may let the East bat in the bottom of the 7th inning. That has happened before. We're kind of in a holding pattern to make sure. Is that it? I believe that is it. We're not going to play the bottom of the 7th inning. Let's hang here for just a second and make sure. Sometimes they will do that. Now the coaches are shaking hands. Yep, that'll do it. Teams are going to come together. Teams are going to come together and shake hands. 5-4, our final score in the top of the 7th inning for the West. No runs on a hit, no errors, and nobody left. That runner was caught stealing. So 5-4 the final. The East gets the win with 4 runs in the bottom of the 6th inning. And we had a tie, we had a West win in the middle school game, and the large school game goes to the East. We'll take a break and be right back. You're watching the OBCA All-State games on Squirtle.
With over 24 flavors of iced tea, HTO is your new destination for the best premium water and iced tea in all of Oklahoma. Offering around 500 drink combinations and half-price tea during happy hour, this is your ultimate tea playground. With a location open in Ardmore and numerous locations coming soon, including the Village in South Oklahoma City, be sure to stop by HTO and experience the best tea you've ever sipped on.
FloorTech proudly serves schools across the state of Oklahoma with their gym floor and janitorial supply needs.
Dr. Matt Dieselhorst at Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics can help you get game day ready. Dr. Dieselhorst works with athletes of all ages, taking a coordinated approach to accelerate return to play and maximize athletic performance. His work with pros in sports training, injury prevention, bracing, functional rehabilitation, and imaging works seamlessly with his medical and surgical expertise. Get started by going to Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics. Let Dr. Matt Dieselhorst get you back on the field, backing all Oklahoma athletes on the field and off.
For generations, the FFA has been helping our children through agriculture to grow into responsible adults. We believe in and we support the work being done by our local FFA chapters and all they do to create an enriching experience for our youth. For all you do, you have our thanks. Farm Credit of Enid. Together, we grow.
Ortho Plus is an orthopedic urgent care. If you go to a regular emergency room, you're going to be evaluated by somebody who does everything. With orthopedic urgent care and with Keith Holloman, you're getting an orthopedic trained physician assistant.
At Maples Nixon Diesel Horse, we've helped a lot of people, and our goal was to treat each and every person like a friend. And as a friend, we've got your back always. We understand what you're going through. Being lawyers is what we do, but it's not all that we are. We care. We'll stand beside you throughout the entire legal process, not just as lawyers, but as your friends. We are Maples, Nix, and Dieselhorst, and we are here to help.
Why be a ranger? At Northwestern, with small classes, you can be seen. With over 40 programs from business to nursing, you can be career-driven. With a campus home away from home, you can be independent. With over half our students graduating without student loans, you can be debt-free. And with a mosaic of cultures, you can be you. Northwestern, success lives here.
Well, the majority of the offense came in the sixth inning. We went into the sixth tied at 1. The West scored 3 in the top of the sixth to take a 4-1 lead, but the East came back and scored 4 in the bottom of the sixth, grabbed the lead back at 5-4, and held on in the top of the seventh to get the win. East beats the West 5-4 in the OBCA All-State Large School game. And you go back and see how this game played out. The West took the lead at 1-0 in the top of the second inning. Brett McComas led off with a single. He was driven in by Luke Stout. His base hit drove in Brett McComas and put the West on top 1-1. East tied it up in the third. Keaton Campbell tripled to left and then came in on Jackson Smith's single. And then the West grabbed the lead in the top of the sixth inning. Brett McComas led off with a single. Hank Heiselbetz drove in a run with a single. Double by Luke Stout drove in a run. And by the time all was said and done, it was 4-1 West going into the bottom of the sixth inning. And that is where the East scored their runs. And the big hit, Caden Ashton with a 2 RBI single. And they end up scoring 4 runs in that inning. And they hold on to win 5-4. The MVP of the ball game is Caden Ashton, the leadoff hitter for the East. And he started off 0 for 2. He struck out in the first inning, popped out to second in the third. But a big single in the fifth inning, and then a 2 RBI single in the sixth. He was the difference in this ball game. So Caden Ashton is our MVP of the contest. And the kid from Sapulpa is going to go play at NEO. Didn't talk about where he was going. Caden Ashton will go to Miami and play at NEO. And that's where we'll be in a couple of weeks for the 8-man All-Star game. We'll be up in Miami for that ball game. In 2 weeks, actually 2 weeks from last night. For the losing side, the West, Brett McComas, a couple of singles, couple of runs scored, a stolen base. Actually, he had 3 hits. He had 3 singles in the ball game. He was 3 for 4. The line score, the East, 5 runs on 5 hits and 2 errors. The West with 4 runs on 8 hits and 3 errors. The winning pitcher is Hudson Birch from Union. He goes 2 innings, gave up 3 runs, all earned. He gave up 6 hits, struck out 1 batter, didn't walk anybody, but he was the pitcher of record because he came in the top of the 6th inning, and then the East scored all those 4 runs in the bottom of the 6th inning. The loss will go to Jack Buckles. He was added to the roster late, and he pitched the last 2 innings of the ball game to take the loss. And I'll see, do we have a line on Buckholz yet? We do. Line on him, he went 1 inning, gave up 4 runs, none of them earned. He hit a batter. He struck out 1 and walked 1 batter as well. A couple of hits, 4 runs, no earned, and he will get the win. And Buckholz from Norman North picks up the W. Let's put a wrap on this one. It's been a great day of baseball. The All-Staters come to Enid and put on a show. First game of the day, East and West tied at 7 in our small school game. In the medium-sized school game, which is Class 3A and 4A schools, the West wins 4-1. And in our large school game, the 5A and 6A schools, The West had a 4-1 lead going into the bottom of the 6th inning. The East scored 4 to grab the lead at 5-4, and they held off the West in the top of the 7th, and they win the ball game 5-4. It's been a great day of baseball. Thank the Squirtle crew for putting it all together for us, and our next action will be in 2 weeks. Got a couple of events going on, a little less than 2 weeks on Saturday. I'm not too sure of the date because I don't have a calendar in front of me, but it's not this next Saturday. It's the Saturday after that, 17th, right? 17th of June. And I will be with Todd Miller up in Miami for the 8-man All-Star game. We've done that game the last couple of years. And we're also doing the Squirtle Shootout 7-on-7 event. Which one is that? Where's that at on the 17th? The Squirtle Shootout. We've got a couple of them going on. It's Bixby, okay. There's one in Bixby, one in Norman. We'll be at one of those in 2 weeks. Once again, final score, the final game of the day. The East, 5 runs on 5 hits and 2 errors. The West, 4 runs, 8 hits and 3 errors. And the East and West basically get a split with a tie thrown in there as well in the small school games. We'll talk to you in a couple of weeks from David Allen Memorial Ballpark in downtown Enid. I'm Tom Nelson. Have a great night, everybody.